Hey, good morning. Welcome to
KidMath number 46.
KidMath number 46. So we're starting chapter 13 of our problem solving algebra book this morning, and we're back to quadratic equations once we took a little detour into talking about I. So, two quick ones today. X squared minus 8 equals 0. How do you solve an equation like this?
Well, you go x squared equals 8, and then x equals plus or minus the square root of 8, which is plus or minus 2 times the square root of 2.
Okay, awesome. So on a very simple quadratic like this, where it's just an x squared and a number, you can move that number to the other side, take the square root of both sides, and remember that you have a plus and a minus, because
two solutions.
you have two solutions, a plus and a minus. Okay? Because minus squared is 1, or positive, and a positive squared is positive. But what we're starting to look at in this section is slightly more complicated questions, like let's say x squared plus 2x minus 4 equals 0. Okay? And here we don't have just an x squared and a 4, which would be really easy, right?
Yes.
And the observation they're showing in the very first set of couple of problems is if we remember that x squared plus 2x plus 1 is x plus 1 squared, we can use that to help us solve this equation by writing this as x squared plus 2x plus 1, which is easy, right?
Yes.
Now, can I just add 1 willy-nilly?
No,
What do I have to
can't.
do?
You can add 0 though.
I can add 0.
Or multiply by 1.
Yeah?
Yeah. So you have to do a minus 1.
So I need to subtract away this 1, and then I have my minus 4. 0. So all I did was add plus 1 and minus 1.
Which ends up being
Which
0.
ends up meaning I added 0. So I simplify this equation by quite a bit though, because this becomes x plus 1 squared minus 5 equals 0. Now that doesn't necessarily look a whole lot simpler, but what's the great observation here?
We can use what we did in our previous problem.
Okay, how?
But we can say x plus 1 equals y.
Okay, so we'll just make a new variable, y, which we're just going to say y is x plus 1. So this equation now becomes y squared minus 5 equals 0. Hey!
That was like our previous problem.
Very similar to our previous problem. So y
Is the square root of 5.
plus or minus the square root of 5, because we always remember the plus and minus,
Yeah.
because there's two solutions to a quadratic equation. So we always remember that plus or minus, right?
Yes.
Never forget it.
Yes.
Do you ever remember forgetting it?
So
And now what?
now,
Y is plus or minus the square root of 5.
but we need to solve for x. So x plus 1 is plus or minus the square root of 5.
X plus 1 is plus or minus the square root of 5.
And x is minus 1 plus or minus the square root of 5.
Plus or minus the square root of 5. Very good. So if we can recognize our quadratic as the square, if we can recognize it as being the square of something we know how to square,
It's easier.
suddenly very difficult quadratics are actually not that hard.
Yeah.
All right?
All right.
Good job today, hon. Good job.